Welcome to my podcast. Today I'll be talking about major questions heading into the NHL and NBA season. Major questions heading into the NHL season. 1. Will the Washington Capitals have a Stanley Cup hangover? Usually after winning the Stanley Cup, a team will get off to a slow start to the season. Will this happen to the Washington Capitals? Are the Vegas Golden Knights legit contenders this year? The Vegas Golden Knights were the biggest surprise last season. They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year in the league. However, it will be much harder to make it back to the Stanley Cup Finals as other teams know how to game plan against them. How will John Tavares fit with the Toronto Maple Leafs? John Tavares signed as a free agent with the Toronto Maple Leafs this offseason, but Austin Matthews is already the face of the franchise there, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two coexist. Will there be any 50-goal scores this year? Last season, no player in the league scored 50 goals. Will that change this season? Can Connor McDavid three-peat? Connor McDavid has led the league in scoring for 2 straight years in a row. Can he make it 3 in a row? Who will be the surprising teams in the league, and who will be the disappointing teams in the league? Every year, there are teams that are surprises and disappointments. This year should be no different. Major questions heading into the NBA season. How will DeMarcus Cousins fit with the Golden State Warriors? Even though Cousins is expected to be out for a good portion of the season, when Cousins returns, the Warriors will need to find a way to fit him into their system. How well will the LeBron James-led Lakers do? With LeBron on the Lakers, that should guarantee a playoff spot. The question is, how deep into the playoffs will they go? Who will be the breakout player this year? Last season, the NBA had several young players take the league by storm. Who will that be this year? Who will rule the Eastern Conference this year? With LeBron James now in the Western Conference, every team now has a legitimate shot at winning the East. The Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers have the best odds at winning the East this season. Can anyone beat the Golden State Warriors? If everyone remains healthy, the Golden State Warriors could possibly have the greatest starting five of all time. Will anyone be able to stop them from a three-peat? In my next podcast, I'll be talking about players to avoid in fantasy basketball and players to pick up in fantasy football.